Welcome to the second part of our toy car episode. More cars, more fun, more toys.
Extremely fast compared to other brands. That is the slogan of Johnny Lightning. What a cool name.
Wow.
It's pretty awesome. And they were owned by quite a few companies, isn't that correct?
They were. In 1969 to 71, they were owned by a company called Topper Toys. Later on in 1994 to 2004, Playing Mantis,
yeah.
which is a company that produces action figures and die-cast toys. Later on in 2004 to 2007, they were owned by a company called RC, which is short for Racing Champions. And actually in front of us is what we have here is a sample of the Racing Champions. In 2011, a company called Tomica, which had their own company of cars prior to that. They took over them for a little while until 2016, until Playing Mantis got them back again.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure, they may have changed hands again. I mean, it's only been 3 years.
So that's like the longest run they've had.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are really sweet cars. Like I said, the name is really cool. This is one of the Playing Mantis ones, I believe, right in front of us?
Yes.
Yeah, and as you can see inside, there's actually some action figures that come with it, little model action figures. Really neat. The paint jobs on it are excellent. You can see into the interior, and the interior is really nice on these vehicles. And it looks like they did the same as most of the other companies. They run the gamut from actual vehicles and movie vehicles.
Right.
Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Yep.
Like other companies that we've mentioned already, Hot Wheels and Corgi, they didn't just stick with regular cars. They did the movie and TV cars. We're actually, later on in the show, we're going to do a comparison as far as the quality of these cars, because a lot of these companies made the same thing. They made Starsky and Hutch car. All three companies made, the Batmobile and James Bond cars, and some companies made the Herbie car, like the Johnny Lightning did Herbie, Hot Wheels did Herbie. Which one's better?
Right.
It's funny because when I was a kid, I loved the movie so much, The Love Bug, and I could not get a Herbie car. I think they might have made one before my time.
Yep.
And then during my childhood, there was nothing available. I could not even get a white Volkswagen. It just kind of.
Then you could have modified.
I would have painted 53 on it, but it wasn't happening.
Yeah.
But I remember when Corgi first produced their Starsky and Hutch car, I was kind of a little disappointed with it. It was kind of the quality wasn't that good. As you can't really see here, but we will show pictures of it. The Starsky and Hutch car, the Johnny Lightning, much more detail.
Yep.
Painted stripe on as opposed to a sticker stripe, and even the rims look a lot better.
Sure.
And I'm not knocking Corgi on all their toys. I'm just saying they just did a better job with that particular car.
Sure.
The two VWs.
Yep.
I'm sporting the Batman one.
I just got the classic look with some pinstripes, or what do you call it, racing stripes.
Looks like a Bumblebee.
It's the Bumblebee.
We're gonna wind them up.
Oh. I may have jumped the gun, but.
Johnny Lightning mainly did 1/64 scale cars. They did branch out and did some larger vehicles, as we have there, that Batmobile.
What you said was a model as well, basically.
It's a car. It's a die-cast. It's a die-cast model kit.
Yeah.
It's a 1/24 scale. That's of the 1950s Batmobile, based on the comic books. Yeah, you had to put it together. Some glue involved. some screws that came with it.
I can tell you the weight is to scale. I picked that thing up. It's pretty heavy.
Yeah, but it's a good quality. I really like it. And in terms of model building, I've built a lot of models as a kid. This one is really nice.
Yeah.
It's it's die cast. It's not plastic, so it's
Yeah.
it's
that just screams
it's nice
quality.
looking.
I do remember when Johnny Lightning maybe reinvented itself in the 90s. Whenever it came out, when I was a young kid, my dad got really excited that they were coming back out with that brand again.
Yeah.
Because I think it may have even went away for a little while. It just was unheard of. Then when Playing Mantis bought it.
I had some Johnny Lightning cars as a kid, but to be honest with you, I can't remember which ones I had because predominantly I had Hot Wheels and Matchbox.
Yep.
So I remember going to the stores and getting them, or my mom would buy me some. But Johnny Lightning, I don't remember. Again, I don't remember what I had. I know I had some, but
Yep.
But anyway, it was a good company. And to sum it up, I mean, Johnny Lightning, basically, cool features, nice rims. They have great hubcaps. Shiny, chrome-like appearance. As you can see, from whatever their owners were, quality and style was brought out in each of their productions, each of their cars.
Yep.
So.
Yep. I give it 2 thumbs up.
Okay, our next race involves a 1971 Lamborghini, and it's ready for a race.
And I have the infamous Love Bug from the Disney movie. It's ready to rock. Oh, where you going?
I detect vehicles headed our way. I am the voice of Night Industry 2000's microprocessor, KITT for easy reference. Kit if you prefer.
All right, now we're talking about a brand called Corgi. They started in 1956 in the United Kingdom, and they primarily are known for their 007 cars and their Batman cars.
They did many TV and movie cars. They were responsible for putting out, if you've ever watched the old show The Saint, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., they put out those cars. They didn't primarily just stick to that. They did do other cars as well. They did, Mercedes. They did. We have a a Ford Thunderbird here.
So they weren't just movie vehicles.
It wasn't
or
just
anything-
movie,
yeah.
but they were pretty much known for that because back then, every kid I knew wanted a Corgi Batmobile. That was the
Right.
thing, and it was, you know, it was.
Well, what's so cool about them, as you showed me before, that they have some features that are like really neat.
The smaller ones have the Batman and Robin figures. The larger ones have gadgets. The Batmobile has a blade that actually comes forward.
Right.
Plastic torpedoes that you put in and you rotate something and they pop out.
Really cool.
Same thing with the 007 car. Has all the gadgets you see in the movie. The machine guns, the shield, the ejector seat. It's all there.
Yep, with a little plastic person that you will not find again.
And
I almost lost it.
yeah,
I played with it earlier. I almost lost it.
we were playing with them. We were talking earlier about these cars and how you could purchase them, the large and the small, as a 2-pack, or you could purchase them as single packs, depending on what store had them. It was pretty cool. One of my first purchases at Toys R Us ever in the 70s was a Corgi Starsky and Hutch car with the large car and the small car.
Yep.
And I have the large car here today, so I'm pretty proud of it that it's withstood the test of time.
That's cool.
But yeah, Corgi is a great company. It's been around for years. In 1989, they were taken over by Mattel, and they're still producing cars today. Even with Toys R Us closing, last year, they were still producing Starsky and Hutch cars. They were still making James Bond cars. This particular one was purchased, I believe, in the last few years of Toys R Us in its existence.
It's really cool.
So it's pretty neat. They put out a fine product.
Yep.
And we have a bunch of Batmobile cars, which, as we were discussing before, that these cars were actually, I think, based on comic books.
Yes. Yeah.
So-
I was just basically playing with a couple of them. They're hefty, they're nice, and their attention to details is really nice.
Yeah.
You can tell this company cared about what they were making. Yeah. I really like the way they display the vehicles too, especially in the 007 ones. They have a background. Most of them are tilted, so you can really see them. It's really nice.
They have the name of the movie on each vehicle. They have a picture of each 007, each James Bond that actually drove that particular car.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat. And this is just a sample of some of the stuff that's out there, because there's far more. I think they made almost a car. If there was a car in a 007 movie,
Yep.
I think Corgi made it.
Sure. The 1976 Ford Gran Torino, or as we like to call it, the Starsky and Hutch car. This car first made its appearance on TV in the 70s, and the toy car was destined to be made as well. Corgi produced their version of the Starsky and Hutch car in 1/64th scale, the same size as Matchbox and Hot Wheels, and a larger version about 5 inches long and 2 inches wide. These two cars were sold separately or together as a 2-pack. The smaller car was the very first Starsky and Hutch car to hit the toy shelves. In its appearance, the police light looked like a plastic peg, and the white stripe is actually a sticker. Since it was the only version available in the 70s, everyone who liked this car had to get one. The larger version that Corgi made was better. The white stripe was still a sticker, but there was no police light. However, there was an interior, as opposed to the smaller version, which just had blacked out windows. In the late 90s, Johnny Lightning produced their version of the Starsky and Hutch car in 1/64th scale. It was sold on a single bubble card and came with a card depicting a picture of the real Torino. It was also sold as a 2-pack featuring the Starsky and Hutch car and a villain car from the opening theme song to the TV show. Johnny Lightning did a better job producing this toy. Fancier wheel rims, painted on white stripe, and overall better likeness to the original Starsky and Hutch car. In 2015, Hot Wheels produced their version of the Starsky and Hutch car. This version looked great. It finally had rear wheels that were wider than the front. The stripe is painted on, and it has a police light that resembles that of the real one. Great job, Hot Wheels! In 2015 to 2017, a company called Greenlight produced many sizes of the Starsky and Hutch car. You have the 1/64th scale car, which is replicated to perfection. The hood actually opens. There's also a 1/43rd scale, which is slightly larger, and as you can see, it's replicated with detail and style. Lastly, there is the 1/24th scale version of the Starsky and Hutch car. They brought this car to life with such detail and quality. There was a Starsky and Hutch car made by American Muscle in 1/18th scale, which any diecast car collector will tell you. This is the largest and most detailed version of the car available, complete with opening hood and doors, steering wheel ability to turn the front wheels, and rubber tires as well.
The world's wildest are here. Get them alone. Get them in the new Twirl and Twosome set. Get them in the new Wizard Trick Tray set. Get them. Wizards. The first, the real, the original Wizard.
All right, we're back again with another race. In front of me, I have a 55 Ford Thunderbird in fire engine red.
I have a 57 Corvette in powder blue, and these classic cars are ready to go.
Hello race fans, my name is Philip Tellerman, and I'm the official race judge. This race was very close, two classics burning rubber. I reviewed the instant replay footage and my determination is as follows. The red 55 Ford Thunderbird veered outside the lane, therefore is disqualified from the race. The win goes to the powder blue 57 Corvette. The result was final.
Hi, welcome to a new segment in which we are going to review a new toy for you. Today we have the Aston Martin DB5 by Kinsmart. It features the pullback function
Yes.
and comes in many different colors.
Yes. What do you think's the coolest thing about these cars, or what do you like about them? What makes them?
The detail I like on these cars is the headlights. They look really cool, and the taillights. They look realistic.
I agree. They're like translucent. They almost look like they're gonna light up.
Yep.
Yep.
The hubcaps or rims are really nice. They have rubber tires, which is always a plus.
That is nice.
I don't like toys that have the plastic wheels. I like the realisticness. So I like the rubber tires to them.
Agreed.
It looks like the actual car. They also feature the opening and closing doors,
Yep.
and I think that's a good feature. If you flip over the car, it tells you the make of the car and the year of the car, which I
Nice.
think's nice. It's nice to know that.
Yeah, I noticed it has like a chrome trim around the windows, right where it needs to be, which is nice. Badging, the correct badging that says it's a DB5. The engine type on the hood. It's an imported car, so the driver's side is on the right. It actually has the steering wheel on the right side, so that's pretty cool. It also looks like it has, you're not going to be able to see it, I doubt, what looks like to be like an e-brake by that driver's side seat, which is neat. There's not too much to complain about these, I feel like, but if you did have to pick a downfall or anything like that, was there something wrong with these or anything you noticed that?
Well, not these particular ones, but I have several of these cars that I played with from Kinsmart, and had a couple of mishaps. One, the rear bumper fell off, and another one had a damaged, well, the rim got damaged. That was plastic and
What were
it
you
kind of
doing?
broke. So, well, you know, but I mean, you know, as far as that's concerned, it is a toy.
Right.
You're going to have things that break off, and I mean, it could have just been that, you know, one of them wasn't really glued that well to begin with.
Well, they are really nice, but if I had to pick something wrong with it, I did notice that this company, since it's a pullback car, it almost lacks a rear seat. It has what looks like almost two suitcases in it, and that's probably to house that motor for that pullback action. So it would be nice to see a little more detail back there. I get they can't do that, maybe because of the scale. Other than that, I think that it's a beautiful reproduction. Paint is nice, the scale is nice, it's got the die-cast heft, and they're easy to collect. I mean, you can find these they're pretty readily available. So that's a nice feature too, that a lot of places do carry these.
I think things that they could have maybe improved on. I would have liked to see an open hood or an open trunk.
Yeah.
But then after saying that, I realized it is a pullback car, and if you are going to use it for that function,
Sure.
you're probably going to get a rattling sound
Yeah.
as it goes across the floor or the table, wherever you're going to play with it. So maybe it is best just the way it is. Our rating is 5 toy boxes, with 5 being the best and 1 being the worst.
I would give it 4.5 toy boxes. I think that they're really a good size. They've got the die-cast body, which is really durable, so not going to break too easy. I don't know what you're doing to get that tire off. But the rubber wheels, like you said, I really love that almost translucent effect on the lights. They have a good attention to detail where they can fit it in. And at this scale, I think they nailed it. So 4.5, if it came in its own box or something like that, that could maybe make it a little nicer. And that rear seat, that would make it a hair nicer. But that's the reason I give it 4.5.
Okay.
What about yourself? How do you rate it?
I rated a 4, and I rated a 4 because of the mishaps that I had. Yeah, it seems like if you play with the car often enough, it is going to break certain things, little things. Like I said, I'm wondering too if maybe the headlights will break if it bounces off something.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons I'm giving it a 4. And also something that you said, which is a good point, you don't get a box with it. And I think that would be pretty cool if you did get a box. That
Yeah.
I think it would present well.
Yeah, I agree.
So my rating is a 4.
Well, they're really neat cars, and we'll be back at you really soon with another toy review, so stay tuned.
Holy Bat Toys, Batman. The Batmobile from the 1966 TV show featuring Adam West and Burt Ward was recreated as a toy in the 70s by Corgi and has since been recreated by many toy companies. Corgi brought us the 1/64 scale Batmobile, some of them featuring Batman and Robin seated inside, while others only featured Batman and still some with no Cape Crusaders. Corgi also made the larger version complete with launching plastic rockets, pop-out blade at the nose of the car, and many other details. The larger version was sold sometimes with the Batboat or with the smaller 1/64 scale Batmobile. In the last 20 years, Hot Wheels brought us their version of the 1966 Batmobile, and with it, many variations. Some had the honeycomb grille, and some had the smooth grille. The car that it was sold on had variations. The Batmobile was sometimes painted flat black instead of glossy black. Hot Wheels didn't make it easy to have just one of these Batmobiles. Now let's see the Batmobiles side by side, Corgi and Hot Wheels.
I had that. What was your favorite toy as a kid?
I think it was Creepy Critters. It was a Halloween gift, or a Halloween kind of a thing where you can make your own. I guess it was before the slime and stuff. You had your little molds. You can put your jelly into it, and you can make like critters and stuff. I always liked that because one, I can make my own lures. My rubber worms, all my fishing lures and stuff. That's why I like that Halloween toy.
Man, it's a beautiful day out.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Wow. Where'd you get this Jeep, by the way?
Handles good, huh?
Beautiful.
Yeah, got it from a friend of mine named Joe.
Joe,
Yeah, he was in the Army.
GI?
Exactly.
Wow.
Maybe we should stop somewhere to eat. I'm getting hungry.
All right. You have any recommendations?
I don't know. That place over there looks pretty good.
It does look good. I think that's called the next segment.
Sure. Thanks, Joe, for lending us your car. We really appreciate it. G.I. Joe's Jeep today was a G.I. Joe Jeep Rhino from the Hall of Fame series.
The World of Batman. Corgi and Hot Wheels. Corgi produced many different versions of the Batmobile, reflecting the Batman comics. And they didn't stop there. Other cars were made to include Catwoman's car, Two-Face, as well as the Joker. There was also a Batman submarine and a Batplane. Hot Wheels produced many different versions of the Batmobile that appeared in TV and movies as well. Such as the Batboat, the Bat Helicopter, and the Batplane. With so many choices, Corgi and Hot Wheels gave us some really awesome toys.
That's all the time we have today. Thank you for joining us for another episode of In the Toy Box.